my name's Chloe Farnworth. I play Amber James in Maxine, and I am on Pop Culture with Pat. And you guys should all subscribe and watch the interview.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So I am so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today we're going to be talking all things Maxine with Amber herself, Chloe Farnworth. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Chloe.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. And yeah, I mean, crazy. We were just talking about before we jumped on. Congratulations again, just on Maxine having the biggest opening of the franchise so far. I know sounds like this was, possibly going to be the last film, but Ty West, sounds like maybe there could be another movie out there. So we'll
I
see.
mean, maybe.
But yeah, just congratulations on the success of the film. I saw it opening night. I was hoping to see it a little bit earlier, but something got screwed up with the showing. But finally, glad I got to see it because it was one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
Yay, yay, I'm glad.
Yeah, so just to kind of, start things off for you, how did you get involved with the film initially? Because I thought I had read or heard an interview with Ty West, and he was saying that a lot of the actors actually had reached out to him and was saying, "Hey, like, want to be a part of this project." So, was that the case for you, or was it just kind of a traditional, audition? How did that all work for you?
Yeah, it was a traditional audition really. My manager sent it over and it was probably 6 months before. Yeah, I auditioned about 6 months before actually getting the part offered to me. So I auditioned and then I auditioned again and then I auditioned again. And then the fourth time, the
Fourth
fourth
time's a charm.
time, they were like, okay, they're gonna put you on a pin. It's between you and like a few other people. So I was like, okay, great. And then I was like, well, maybe I should write Ty a letter and just say that, I love I love the first one, X and Pearl, and this whole genre and I don't know, like vibe of movie is, everything I love and totally up my street. So I said to my manager, I was like, hey, if I write a letter, can casting pass it on to him just to say how much I want to be involved? So I like wrote a little letter and sent that off, and the next day, yeah, they offered it to me.
Oh,
And
wow. There you
I
go.
was
I say sometimes it's just, yeah, just going that little extra mile to show how
like,
much like
yeah,
the project, means to you. So I was going
yeah,
to ask you too. So you had seen X and Pearl prior to working or auditioning for this role.
yes, I had, and they're amazing. They're so well done, and just I know they're different to any other type of, I guess, horror or thriller movie, I think. And I mean, I think they're just fantastic. I'm like such a big geek about them.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite things about this trilogy is that I love how each film is kind of its, obviously they're all connected, but each film is kind of its own thing.
Mhm.
Pearl and X are definitely more like horror based, where Maxine, I would say, has like a little bit more of like the thriller focus to it, but you definitely have like the horror aspects like mixed in there as well. But they all
Yes.
kind of stand out. You don't see that too often, and I really appreciate that as as a film fan.
Yeah, yeah, same. Me too. I mean, I've watched them many times and they never get boring and want to watch it again. And every time I watch either of the films and even Maxine, I notice different things about every single one. I'm like, I watch it, I'm like, oh, I didn't see that the first time around. So
Yeah,
I think that means a lot.
I think that's one of the things that makes there is the sign of like a truly a great film when you can go back, revisit it a number of different times, and just pick up on different things every time that you watch it.
Yes, totally.
So one of my favorite things about the movie too is just the 80s aesthetic that the film was able to capture. From an acting perspective, how does that just kind of help, your performance and just help you get immersed in this world?
I mean, it helps a lot. I mean, the hair and makeup team, I can't talk today, team on this film out of this world. They're so talented. I mean, I didn't have a wig in the film. It was all my own hair, but they did amazing things with my hair that I did not think could be achieved. And it just makes you feel really in character as soon as you have like the makeup and all of this amazing 80s hair and the clothing. I think it helps a lot. And even for the auditions, for my all of the auditions, I like back comb my hair so much. It was like a big quiff going back, and I was like hair out here. And pink makeup and stuff. So I think it really helps,
I
having.
loved I love too with this film that it kind of showed, I think, like a little bit more of like the grittier, the darker side of like the 80s too, where sometimes I feel we've gotten so much like 80s nostalgia like over the past like several years with different
Yeah.
shows and movies, and sometimes they can focus more on like the glamorous side, I feel like, or just kind of show the same thing over and over again. So that was kind of nice to see the darker, like side of it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I forgot to mention this at the very beginning, but now we're going to go into spoilers. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Fair warning here. We're going to talk some spoilers about the film. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go watch the film and then come back and watch this video. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Um, but you play Amber in the film, and unfortunately, she doesn't make it to the end of the movie. Can you just
No.
talk a little bit about the process, like the makeup, the prosthetic process of what it looked like, when they find your body at one point in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, oh, I was in makeup for hours and hours. Me and Halsey, who played Tabby, I think we were called in at like 4 a.m. and we had probably 6 hours of makeup of just like airbrushing and like gunk and goo and like bits of spinach and then more gunk and then like more airbrushing, and it was just like yeah, it was a long process. And then once we like started filming, it was like lying down, and then they would put more gunk on top of us and more like water and slime and stuff. So it was a long process to get into like the dead version of us, but really fun and
I,
cold.
I wasn't sure, like, so watching it, I wasn't sure if it was something if they did like a casting like for you guys. Like sometimes I know they'll do that in horror movies where they'll make like almost like a body cast or something like that.
Oh,
So that was
yeah,
you guys like
yeah, that was
all underneath
us.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We held our breath for a good long time. The like other film, we're just like, okay, hold, 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 hold. Yeah, so no, that was both of us.
And had you done anything? Because I know you've been in like the horror genre before. Had you done anything like this as far as just like the makeup and prosthetic process like you did for this
Uh,
film?
Not to this extent, no, no.
Okay, so it's
This
quite
is
like a
by
brand
far
new.
the longest makeup chair I think I'd been in for being dead.
Is it something that you would, be down to do again? Because I know sometimes like you got all that, the prosthetics, the makeup and stuff, and it can weigh you down. It can be, heavy. How was that? How did that feel to you, doing that in this process, or would you do it again?
Yeah, I loved it. It was so much fun. It was awesome. I mean, just I know being turned into this, I know, dead version of me. It was so cool.
Did you get
I would do it again.
did you get a chance like while you guys were kind of like in between like scenes, did you get a chance to like see yourself when you were all like done up as like the
No,
dead person?
a little bit before going to set because we were kind of in trailers like away from because we shot in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Yep.
So we were in trailers getting ready and then they would bring us down. So we couldn't really see what we looked like
Uh,
fully because there was like no mirrors or anything there to look at. So we were just kind of like you can just feel it
yeah.
all.
Because I was curious, because I know sometimes like I've had guests on where, they get all done up in like this different prosthetics and makeup, and then they see like either they have their phone or something because they're getting the makeup done, and they can see it, or they see a mirror
Yeah.
and they're just kind of like, whoa, like what, like I knew I was getting this done up, but I wasn't expecting it to look like that.
Well, they showed us like, a few of the playbacks on the monitor, and I think the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that doesn't even look like me. I look so bony. I mean, I'm pretty small anyway, but I was like, I look so bony and dead.
Yeah, I mean,
That's insane.
must be such a fun. I mean, I'm a big like horror fan like myself, so it must have been such a fun process to be a part of, to do something like that. And how did they do the like the burns that you guys had, like the pentagon, like on like your face and
Oh yeah, that was it was like I don't know what it's called, but it was like a made out of fake skin, and then they kind
okay,
of attach it onto your face, and then they add lots of veins and blood and gore on top of it. So
all
it
all
was
kinds of
kind
great stuff.
of a thing that like sticks on.
Yeah, I gotcha. That's really cool. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned that you got to work with Halsey. You got to work with some incredible people. I mean, the cast list for this film was amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
insane.
Can you just
crazy.
talk about the experience of just getting to collaborate? Because I know most of your scenes, like with Mia Goth and Halsey, and what that experience was like for you.
Yeah, I mean, they're both so fantastic. I mean, Mia is insanely talented and incredible actor. I mean, she's amazing and she's so lovely to work with and so sweet and like down to earth and yeah, it was amazing. I would love to work with her again. And the same with Halsey. She's the sweetest person ever, like super kind. She brought me like birthday presents on my birthday because my last day of shooting was my birthday,
Oh,
and
that's
she
cool.
came in with a card and a cake and like presents, and she's yeah, she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing.
That's so cool to hear. And yeah, I mean, Mia Goth, I still think for Pearl, like I think she was definitely because for whatever reason, like the horror just doesn't tend to get recognized a lot at like the Academy Awards, which I think is a
Yeah,
shame. But
yeah,
because I think her performance in Pearl was just absolutely insane.
yeah, phenomenal.
Specifically the dialogue scene at like the very end where she's
Yes,
just going
yeah,
on and on. I'm like, I can't even imagine trying to memorize all those
you
lines.
know, yeah, exactly. No, she's incredible. I mean, she should win many, many, many hundreds of awards. I think she's amazing.
And no, so this isn't like I said, this isn't your first time in the horror genre. So what keeps you coming back for more?
Um, I mean, it's really fun. It's and I for some reason I get a lot of auditions for that genre. Maybe people will see me in like a dark way or like a I don't know rather I don't know like yeah I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy it. I would definitely gladly do more. But I've always kind of got cast in these types of films which are darker and stuff rather than the kind of light romantic comedy, I guess.
So
Um,
coming up, like when you were, coming in, getting into the acting business, what was
mhm.
your relation? Like, were you a horror fan prior to acting, or is that something where you've kind of become maybe more of a fan as you've been working on these projects over the years?
I'm not. I can't watch scary films on my own at all. I'm like I get so scared, and then if I hear a noise in my house, I'm like, oh my God, someone's in my house. There's someone at the door, and then I get in my head. So I was never into watching scary films myself unless someone is there with me, and even then, I'm like behind a pillow, being like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. Um, so I wasn't like a big fan myself. Uh, but I enjoy doing them. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed them so far.
Has
I
helping,
sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say, has helping, like, has working on them, has that helped you at all being able to watch new horror films, or are you still kind of like, no, I'm all set?
No, I still like I watched, I can't remember I think it was one of the Scream films recently, and I literally screamed out loud. I was just like, oh my God.
The jump scares. Yep. Yeah, they'll
Uh,
get you.
yeah, I'm still not very good at watching them on my own.
Yeah, that's fair. And what does
Yeah.
it mean, for you too? So, you got to work on Maxine, be a part of this trilogy that has really become so beloved by fans, specifically in the horror genre. What does it mean just to be a part of a project like that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it means so much. I mean, it's definitely the biggest project I've ever worked on. And it has, this amazing cast of actors who are like superstars. So to be a part of that, even though, she's one of the smaller supporting parts, I mean, it means the world to me. It's very like, is gratifying the right word? I don't know. I feel very like lucky and grateful that I'm among those people and got to work with them. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it's for me,
exciting.
it's like one of my favorite trilogies, up there of all time. It's so crazy how this thing kind of came together too, where we saw that the film X going into it had absolutely thought it was just kind of like a one-off standalone film. And then
Mhm.
we find out that, oh, by the way, we filmed a prequel, at the same time. And then
Yeah.
shortly after, we get the third film. So it's just
Mhm.
crazy how this all came together. And it's, I definitely think it's a franchise I think that's going to be revisited by fans, over the
Yeah.
the years. Have you had people, reach out to you on, social media and stuff since the films come out?
Yeah, yeah, so many. I mean, even when I was shooting it, I was getting a lot of DMs from fans being like, "Oh my God, like, can you tell us anything? How is Mia to work with?" And so many. And now since, it came out, or even since the premiere the week before, and then it came out Friday, my Instagram has never had so much activity from people. I'm like every day it's like 40 DMs from just
Oh, jeez.
fans. So
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, it takes a long. I'll go through them and I'll repost some, and I'm just like, this is like a full-time job almost, just going through the DMs.
Yeah, just to try and yeah, to like, respond to different people. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
but it's
mean,
really amazing that people love it so much. So
yeah, I mean the horror genre, I mean, like where you've been in it, I mean, I'm sure you already know, but I mean, they probably have like some of the most passionate fans, I would say, in the industry. Um, So it's just yeah, it's cool. Once the film kind of hits, you start getting like all the fan edits, the art and different things like that. So yeah, I mean Ty West, working with him, he was the director on this film, all three of the films. Can you just talk about kind of your experience of working with him and what makes Ty West stand out from, as a director, because you obviously worked with a number of different directors over the
yeah,
year.
I mean, he's really awesome to work with. He makes you feel very at home, and just very calm. He's very like calm directing. He's not like shouting or I don't know. I've worked with directors who get like a bit crazy on set and they're like shouting or like I don't know. It can get a bit mad. But he was just super calm and like welcoming and being like, okay, we'll just do one more. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, we're gonna move on. It was really lovely to work with him and not stressful whatsoever, which was great.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I feel like it just like you said, just makes it so much easier for you guys just to kind of feel relaxed. You're not stressed out on set or
yeah,
anything like that.
yeah.
Is there anything working with him that you feel like that you learned from working with him that you feel that you're going to take moving forward in your career?
Um, I mean, he has such a, I feel like he knows exactly what he wants before, like to a T, like exactly. Um, and I think just, I know, like I like that he could just we did a take and he knew exactly what particular second he wanted to change. So I
Yeah.
think if I could, I know, try and have that use that myself in like my auditions and my work and be like, okay, I know that exact little thing needs to change to make it perfect. I
Yeah.
would like to train, I guess, do that for myself.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he's a genius and I don't know if I have that eyesight to do that in my own work. But to be directed by someone who can is really awesome, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, it totally makes sense. And yeah, I mean, he's an incredible director. I think the first film I'm pretty sure was The House of the Devil, I think was like the first movie that I saw from.
Yeah.
And obviously with all, these movies and can't wait to see, what he's going to end up doing next after, this trilogy now.
So
Um,
yeah, me too. I'm excited. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
so when you reflect back just on your experience of working on Maxine, what are just some of your favorite memories that, come to mind like overall?
Um, oh God, that's hard. I mean, I loved all of it. Um, uh,
Because I know you got to work, like, did you get to meet the rest of the cast? Because I know like primarily you worked with like Mia,
yeah,
Halsey. Did you get to kind of meet everybody else, like at like the table
quite
read
a
or
lot
anything
of
like that?
them. Yeah, quite a few. I met like Bobby and Michelle. Um, I met who else did I meet? Those are mostly the two other people I kind of met
That's
on
true.
set.
Where they find you
Yeah,
at the scene of
yeah, yeah, and
yeah.
they're so lovely, and we all stay in contact now, and yeah, I think they're just amazing actors. I mean, I'm a really big fan of both, so I was slightly like, oh my God, that's them.
You
But
kind of
then
have
everyone in this movie is like an A-lister, so
yeah. I mean, you have
um,
Kevin
yeah,
Bacon.
yeah. Oh no, I met Kevin. Yes,
Oh,
I
you
met
did?
Kevin too. Not he wasn't filming any of my days, but we all had like a cast dinner before we started shooting. It was
Yep.
like me, uh, Mia, Kevin, Moses, Sophie, Bobby and Michelle were not at the dinner. And then it was like Ty and like the producers. So we all had like a dinner before we all started shooting. So, which was very intimate. And I was like, oh my God, I'm being invited to this dinner with these people. That's very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Doesn't get, yeah, get much better than that. Did
Oh,
you
oh,
get
and
a
Lily
chance,
as well. Lily
Lily?
was, yeah.
Did you get a chance to because I'd actually recently had Charlie Rowan McCain on the channel as
Oh,
well, who played like the younger version of Maxine.
oh
Did you
yeah.
get a chance to meet her at all? Because I know you guys didn't have any.
No, I didn't. No, I wanted to. I saw her briefly at the premiere, but we didn't chat or anything.
What was
So
the I imagine the premiere was pretty crazy too.
yeah, it was crazy, amazing. It was very big and a lot of people came and yeah, it was really big and fun. It was great.
Was there, because I know like a lot of times like you can't, but was there anything that from the set that if you had the chance, like would you have wanted to keep as like, like a piece of memorabilia or just like a remembrance from working on the film? Because I mean, there were so many things like the fake VHSs, the different like costumes and stuff like that. If there was something that you could have taken, what would you have wanted from the set?
Maybe I mean my costumes didn't consist of much. It was like
That's
um
fair.
maybe oh gosh, what would um
I'm a
maybe
big VHS fan, so like seeing all that, all the like the fake like VHSs and stuff like that, I definitely would have wanted like one of those for sure.
no, we did this photo shoot for like posters in the film. They let me keep some of the like the porn posters that I was in
Oh, that's cool.
with Halsey and Mia. But some of the costumes in that photo shoot was so cool. There was like these leather pants and like a leather top um and like gloves. That would have been fun to
Something
have.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
So
just like I said, the 80s aesthetic, there's so much cool stuff. And also I know, yeah, I don't think, yeah, you didn't get a chance to, well, I don't know, maybe if you did behind the scenes, but seeing like the Bates Motel pop up like in the movie. Did you get a chance to
yeah.
see that set at all or
No, I
no?
didn't. No. But yeah,
Darn.
I didn't, unfortunately. It looked amazing though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, is there anything else, just to kind of to wrap things up, is there anything else that you'd like to say about working on Maxine? And then what is next for you and where can fans keep up to date with your work?
Um, I mean, just working on it had the time of my life, did not want it to end. I kind of did about 2 weeks split up over, it was about 2 months. So I sort of came in and out and in and out and out. So I mean, yeah, I had the best time and I want to do it all over again and work with everyone again. Forever because it was so much
Yeah,
fun. So yeah, I had a fantastic time on the job. And yeah, next for me, I just finished shooting a film called Forelock, directed by Caleb Alexandra Smith. It is a dark comedy, and it has David. I always say David Krumholtz is
oh,
in
you
it.
did?
I say his
Yep.
name right. He's an Oppenheimer.
Yeah, yes. Yep.
Yes,
Yeah,
am I
I'm
saying
familiar
it
with him.
right? Okay, yeah.
I say
So
I believe so. I say if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I believe so.
yeah, I'm really bad at pronouncing names. But yeah, I just finished up a feature with him, and that was super fun. So that will be coming out next year. And then I also have a film called Gun Dog coming out. Again, it'll be probably next year by the time it's out. So I have those two coming up. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So it sounds like, yeah, 2025 will be a pretty busy
Yes.
year for you. And yeah, as far as just like, yeah, where can fans keep up to date with your work? Like I know, do you have like Instagram and any other social
Yeah.
media?
Yeah, I mostly just Instagram. I have a TikTok account, but I've never used it. So my Instagram is just my name, Chloe Farnworth. And I post on there and stuff. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will make sure to put that, the link for that down below in the description so that way people can give you a follow, check out all the behind the scenes, for Maxine that you post and just any of your upcoming work as well. And yeah, Chloe, just thank you again so much for your time today. It was wonderful getting to, to chat to you about, your work in the film. And congratulations again, and you're welcome back anytime in the future. You're very welcome.
Hello, my name's Chloe Farnworth. I play Amber James in Maxine, and I am on Pop Culture with Pat. And you guys should also subscribe and watch the interview.